Whalaflahi atu hane e te wala tala tutupu ke lata mai leo taong Niue. Whamua kua whaitohi oli e whahi whakapirianga taurunga Niue ne ko maua ke lata e me kumkumianga ke pahale ne ko whangahua e virianga mai ko tofanga he e ke pule maanga mai maanga kotui. Koe tohi oli ne koe tuku atua e makaelani ni waha mai toko li mai tangata viri mai he maanga kotui. Ko makavane kua totoko ata ia ke lata e monofo he maanga kotui ne ko maua e Niuean 30th. Ke whakosiang he virianga kua vihuai ha kua taki hongofulu e vili mo e kua whaitausianga ke whiwhiri ko hai ke mau e katawhanga nei. Ne tau se he takitaki te virianga e viri mahi puno mahi whailoai ko Niuean 30th ne kua mau e no whamaanga hatoi. Koe whakatokaanga he ngaho nei ke whai ngaho ke tuku atu e tohi oli nei ke iki whakawhiri lai hani we ko Patrick Savage ko ia ke mutuna ko Nisilani kai puhala te manatu mai alu tōru ni ko lauhia ke tohi oli mai ni we ke te puhala telefoni mai whainga whakawhiri to tau se e whakawhirianga nei ke he punga hua he whahi tapka hau. Toko e tangata Niue ne kua amana ki ke tukwhenonga tuai ke tātua e tahalapa ne kua tohi ai e liongi he iki whakaniwe. To tātua e lapa nei ke he motu ko Israela mo e kua whitāni he longa ne tau tāla ke tau ngā kua male ne whakailoa he mtakau e matua whakawhakau ko Reverend Mokole e amana ki anga ke mai ke uatu e tahamtakau mo e manako e ke kumikumi koe toko whihe tangata he motu ne manako ke uatu au loai koe whailoanga nei ne ke tau ka male mo e pesini kua lahi whakahoho hoko mai ke mga ke tukwhenonga nā kai hoko sia e tau numela ne manako ki ai kai toko ua na lawa ne kua amana ki ke uatu ke kuia motu ke tahalaka anga mahuenga nei. Koe taha mena ni kua mahuenga lahi ai, ha kua maike ai e ke moa e talianga ke tuku ai e riongi whakaniwe, whakalataha mai longa fuki mai he lalolangi ke mutunaku Israela. Ke he mga ho nei, koe tau whenonga ne nā kai whai whakatupeanga mai ha mtakau, ka kua uta ni ke he malolo he tangata, si hai e fuki halu tūlo tau ole, me kumilawa tai tope kai nā kai whai taui, mo whakamalolo ni me whakauka ke whakahoka whenonga. Amana ke a Reverend Inga Mokole mo iti sala asimanga ke tuk whenonga tuai whahitap nei mo amana ki mahuinga mo munuina e whenonga ka o atu ke Israela. Falaflahia, you are listening into Radio Sunshine's news bulletin for today. A petition for inquiry has been filed with the Niue High Court into the conduct of the elections of the member of the Niue Assembly for Toi following the Niue general elections 2 weeks ago. The petition, filed by Makaeleni Nivaha, supported by 5 registered voters from the village of Toi. Makaeleni Nivaha contested the village seat for Toi that was eventually secured by Dion Pakitaufitu. At the end of the elections, it was revealed that there was a tie with 10 votes each. In light of the outcome, the matter was taken on board by the Chief Electoral Officer to determine the successful candidate, and that was determined by lot on Tuesday, the 14th of April. The hearing for the inquiry will be presided by Chief Justice Patrick Savage on Tuesday next week. Judge Savage will sit in chambers from New Zealand, and parties on the island will conduct their case at the Department of Justice via telephone conference. 2 Niueans will make their way on a pilgrimage to install the Lord's Prayer in Wangahau Niue in the Holy Land. The exciting opportunity that was publicized last year for those interested in joining to make arrangements for a group tour to Israel. In the beginning, there was a lot of interest shown, but there have been constraints in terms of financial resources available. Reverend Inga Mokole and Mrs. Itisala Asemanga are now confirmed for the tour that they say will be a trip of a lifetime that will see them going to significant sites, an opportunity to walk in the footsteps of Christ, visiting areas like Bethlehem, River Jordan, and several other locations that are referred to in the Bible. But despite requests and attempts to get financial support, In the end, it came down to the individual's ability and willingness to pay their own way. Etisala says preparations for the trip has had its challenges, but it will be for a worthwhile cause. Reverend Mokole and Mrs. Asimanga will be departing the island this coming Friday, and we wish them well on their journey as they take a piece of Niue with them to the Holy Land. Looking at our news stories from the region, Australia has no intention of leaving the Pacific Islands Forum despite demands by Fiji. Fiji was suspended from the forum in 2009 after Prime Minister Rear Admiral Frank Bainimarama broke a promise to return the country to democracy after his 2006 military coup. Its membership is likely to be discussed at the forum's annual meeting in July. Before it considers rejoining, Fiji wants a fundamental realignment of the forum that excludes Australia and New Zealand. The Abbott government has rejected the call. Parliamentary Secretary Brett Mason discussed the issue with Foreign Minister Rato Inoke Kambombola during a visit to Fiji this week. Papua New Guinea's ruling People's National Congress party is intact and has thrown its full support behind Prime Minister Peter O'Neill to lead the party and the government to the 2017 general elections. The party has now been boosted with Mendai MP De Kavanu, who has left the Triumph Heritage Empowerment Party of Don Pollier to join the PNC under the leadership of O'Neill. The Prime Minister also spoke about allegations against him and a couple of senior parliamentarians that are currently under investigations and before the courts in relation to an alleged payment to a law firm. 90% of Papua New Guinea's 7 million people are at risk of malaria infection. Minister for Health and HIV/AIDS revealed this frightening news, saying malaria is the leading cause of hospital admission in PNG. Children under 5 years old and pregnant women are most vulnerable. Government remains engaged in the fight to control malaria, a government from the central level through to the provinces, districts and LLG wards. Cook Islands Prime Minister Henry Puna has deflected claims of party disunity, saying he is confident in the lead-up to the country's 9th July general elections. Earlier this month, Puna visited the Queen's representative to dissolve Parliament and bring on an early poll. The government's term was due to end in November. Puna said he was forced to make the decision, and last week, opposition leader Wilkie Rasmussen criticized Puna for calling the snap election, with several bills still waiting to complete their passage through Parliament. The European Union Commissioner for Development has paid a courtesy call to the Prime Minister Peter O'Neill at his Parliament House office in Port Moresby. The purpose of his visit was to hold discussions with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Affairs Minister, and other relevant agencies on development cooperation and the signing of 2 new projects on human resources development and on rural economic development. O'Neill welcomed the Commissioner to the country and assured him that the government is prepared to take on these projects as they are in line with the national government's objectives. He announced that the first project on HR development is valued at $32.1 million and will focus on providing technical and vocational education to help the country's labour market. Canadian mining company Nautilus Minerals will accelerate its range of seabed mining projects across the Pacific after finally signing a $120 million agreement with the Papua New Guinea government to develop its Solwara 1 mining project in the Bismarck Sea. Minerals will be excavated by a fleet of robotic machines steered from a ship at the surface. Johnson says he hopes to have a suitable vessel ready by the end of 2014, with production to begin within 2 to 3 years. The progress of the Solwara 1 seafloor mining project, which will deploy technology previously only used in the oil and gas extraction industry, is being eagerly awaited and watched across the Pacific. Nautilus Minerals' 100% owned subsidiary, Tonga Offshore Mining Limited, reported in 2012 it had found significant grades of manganese, nickel, copper and cobalt in the Central Pacific. Business and tourism sector representatives are overjoyed with the introduction of Fiji Airways Suva Sydney Suva flights from Friday. Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association President Dixon Sito said when previously the service was operating, it had quite a strong following. Papua New Guinea's national flag carrier Air New Guinea will resume its normal flights into Buka starting today. This was confirmed by one of the company staff in Buka. The landowner spokesman said, though they have been notified of the requirements concerning this Asian Development Bank funded project on the rehabilitation of the Buka airport, their main concern was on the benefits that it will be given to the owners of the land where the airport is situated. And that concludes our Radio Sunshine News Bulletin for today.